Well, there's a number of issues. I mean, this has obviously been a burning issue for our members working in the area, and we also feel that management are now taking advantage of people and increasing the number of sleepovers. We met with all our members last March. We went around the country, we had regional meetings, and from that we took instruction from our members for what we should pursue. We decided to pursue it under the Industrial Relations Act because that allowed us to deal with all the elements: the duration of the sleepover, the number of sleepovers, the entitlement to breaks, the entitlement to breaks between shifts, and most importantly, the rate of pay. No, it won't reduce members' pay. This will actually enhance the rate that they get paid for the sleepover. We've managed to increase it from the current rate. The current rate for sleepover is going to increase by over €3 an hour. Up to now, they were being paid $5.65 an hour, and that was known as the sleepover rate. That has, on foot of this Labour Court recommendation, been increased to $8.65 an hour. No, there is no. The Labour Court decision has no impact on the arrangement currently placed for dealing with disturbances during the sleepover period. The union had a claim in for retrospection and for compensation. However, the court found against us on those two issues. It did state in relation to the increase in the sleepover rate that it's effective from the 18th of September, the date the Labour Court issued its recommendation. What the court has said is that it understands there's organisational arrangements that will have to be put in place to allow for the compliance in terms of the number of sleepovers carried out, the entitlement to breaks and the entitlement to the gaps in shifts. They've put in place a process, and they've given 9 months for the employer to engage with the unions to come up with a plan and timescales for full compliance with the requirements. Well, HSE employments, TUSLA, which is the children and family, the disability sector, which would be the Section 38 and Section 39 funded bodies, they're all covered by this. Employments that weren't part of the process but could now seek to have this implemented would be in the addiction services, in women's refuges, in homeless shelters, and basically anywhere where there's a sleepover arrangement that mirrors what was happening in the sectors. We have written to the Labour Relations Commissions, and we've asked them to call parties back in because that's what the Labour Court told us to do. Our first thing would be to ask the employer when are they going to implement the increase. We will then get into a process with the employers in relation to look at coming up with solutions in terms of reducing the number of sleepovers in the long term. We would be expecting a date early to mid-October for an engagement in the Labour Relations Commissions with all the affected employers. Well, the part-time hours will remain as is. They cannot be compelled to do more than one sleepover. However, they can voluntarily do more sleepovers once the average amount of hours per week does not exceed 48 hours. The sleepover rate is not part of your 39 hours and it has no impact on your 39 hours. It only applies if you work in excess of your 39-hour week if you're full-time and pro rata if you're part-time.